noticing a very familiar pattern repeat itself over and over again with lots of the senior leaders that I work with. When leadership starts to feel heavy, we almost always have the same gut reaction. We think, or we've been conditioned to believe, that we need to push harder, move faster, hold more. Most leaders assume that the pressure means that they are falling behind, that they're doing something wrong. But what I see again and again is actually something very different. The pressure, in reality, means that the system around them is no longer supporting clear decisions. The work, it hasn't suddenly become harder. The responsibility, well, it hasn't suddenly increased. What has changed is that too much has quietly landed on one person or on one role without being clearly named. Unclear boundaries, competing expectations, decisions being deferred instead of being made clearly, tension left unresolved because, quite honestly, there's no space to address it. Over time, leaders start carrying things that were never, ever meant to be carried by an individual. This is where clarity starts to disappear. It's where well-being begins to be affected. And this isn't because leaders are incapable. It's not because they lack skill or need resilience training. It's because clarity is not just an intellectual state. It is a system condition. Now, when the system is misaligned, even the most capable leaders struggle to think clearly. What often shows up first is fatigue, then reactivity, then frustration. Now, performance, that might hold for a short while. From the outside, things can look fine for a period of time. But underneath, leaders are working around the system instead of being supported by it. Now, this is the work I sit with leaders inside, quietly and carefully, one-to-one, because at this point, leaders are often feeling very, very lonely. They're feeling heavy. They're feeling that things are unsustainable. But what is really important to understand is this. Most leadership stress is not caused by workload. It's caused by unresolved tension. Tension between what is expected and what is felt within and what is possible, between responsibility and authority, between values and reality. Now, when those tensions go unnamed, they definitely do not disappear. They settle into the body. They slow decision-making. They erode trust. They drain energy and impact how we are feeling physically and emotionally. This is when going faster rarely helps. Speed, it can temporarily distract from discomfort, but it never restores clarity. Clarity comes from removing what no longer belongs, not adding more effort. That might mean naming a role that has quietly expanded beyond what is realistic. It might mean revisiting decisions that were part because they felt too uncomfortable. It might mean acknowledging that a structure which once worked no longer does. And it often means that leaders need to go inside. They need to go within. These are not dramatic changes. They are often small, quiet shifts, but they are super, super important and honest. And they matter because they return stability to the system. And when stability returns, something interesting happens. Decision-making, it becomes easier. Conversations, they become more honest. People stop second-guessing themselves. Not because the pressure disappeared, but because the system starts doing its job again. Now, this is the part that often gets missed in leadership conversations. We talk a lot about resilience. We offer a lot of training on it. We look at capability. We talk about mindset. But what we talk far less about is design. But systems that rely on endurance instead of design, they will always fail eventually. We are seeing it more and more. And they don't always fail loudly at first. They fail quietly. They fail through burnout, through disengagement, through good people, talent leaving without much explanation, through recruitment being an issue. Clarity and stability, they are not soft concepts. They are leadership essentials. They are what allow people to think, to breathe, to decide, and to lead without constantly operating at the edge of their capacity. It's what leads to authenticity. So if leadership feels heavy right now, the most useful question to ask, it's not, what do I need to do? How do I need to cope better? It's, what am I carrying that no longer belongs to me? What is blurring my lines? What is taking me away from myself? What would change if the system supported me and clearer decisions again? These questions, they don't need rushed answers. They need space. They need honesty. They need calm attention. And this is what I am noticing more and more. And it is often where the most meaningful leadership shifts begin.